Hey everybody, how's it going? Chris Hernandez here, back with another one. In today's video, what I'm going to cover specifically is how to manage wins and losses, right? How to manage ebbs and flows, especially on the business side, right? Where things typically go, they start off slow and they can steadily progress. And then you have sometimes instances where you hit a month of just rapid growth, right? So let me just get my chair back before I get started here, right? If you don't know who I am, I run a digital ad agency. We specifically help Ecom brand owners roughly doing 5 to 10K a month. We help them scale using paid traffic. So if you're an Ecom brand owner looking for some help, right, I'll link my calendar down below where you can book and call and talk directly with me. If I'll ask you a couple questions, if it feels like a good fit, right, I'll make you an offer on the call. For whatever reason, right, if you don't want to sign on, right, or if it doesn't work out, it's not going to be a good fit, I'll link down below a guide to my Facebook group where I have a dedicated free mini course over there, as well as a PDF on breaking down how we're able to scale our clients to 6 to 7 figures, right? And then just sharing overall all our framework. So with that being said, right, when you're hopping on the call, you're going to get value either way. So talking directly with me. So with that being said, I want to talk about ebbs and flows, going through wins and losses, managing momentum, and ultimately building momentum. So for me, been in the game for about a year and a couple months. What I've noticed is that there's phases, there are months where times are slow, and there are months where I see rapid periods of growth. But for me, what I've noticed and what has allowed me to mentally stay on track and mentally stay focused is to not really get caught up in the wins, or to ultimately not get caught up in the losses as well. Because while it is great to sign on a client, nothing is guaranteed until you get the money into your bank account, and until they've signed a contract, and until, like I said, you get that money every single month into your bank account, nothing else is guaranteed. So at times where I land a couple meetings, I close a couple deals, and then for whatever reason, right, I'm not overly happy. Ultimately, I'm just super eager to get them onboarded, to get the client signed, and to ultimately get the client results, right? So I want to get campaigns launched right away. That's just how my motive is, because really I just know the job isn't done, and the job doesn't really end until you get paid, right? So for me, it's super important to really keep everything organized, and ultimately to push to get client results and to stay level-headed, right? For me, I don't care about the dollar amount. I don't really care about the dollar value anymore. I lost touch, right? Because now I've noticed, for me, it's more about the process. When I focus on valuing the process, making the process as organized as best as possible, ultimately the results are just going to come second nature, right? Just because the design of it, when you're building a system and you focus on building the input, then the output's just going to follow secondhand. So for me, that's the main focus, getting that built out, keeping everything streamlined, but ultimately just staying super focused, right? And so I want to touch back on, like I said, not getting caught up in the wins. What do I mean by that? Yeah, it's great to celebrate, right? After bringing on, let's say you bring on a day, you sign 2 clients, boom, you're up. It's great to celebrate, right? Boom, yeah, you brought on a client, but now that's where the work starts to focus, right? And people tend to get comfortable after they sign on a client, when ultimately the opposite should happen. You should be actually eager to get your client results. And then for me, what I've noticed too is that switching into a performance-based offer, that's really pulled a trigger and really pushed me and my team to scale even harder, work even harder, because now there's no cap to the percentage we can get from the total revenue of our clients' businesses, right? So noticing that switch as well, making that switch has been more incentivizing for our clients, or actually, yeah, not only for our clients, but also for my team as well, to not only work harder, but we've noticed as well the clients feel more on board and feel some more connected when it's a performance-based deal, right? So with that being said, those are just sort of the avenues. So managing wins and losses. So managing, like I said, it's important to focus on having that win. It's more to manage the celebration, right? That you go out like a day, let's say you go out to dinner, right? Celebrate, woo, you got the client now. once that day is over, it's super important to focus and lock in on getting results. And the same thing applies to when, let's say, you go through a period of 30 days where you don't sign a client, nothing's really happening, you don't even have a meeting booked. That's where it's super important too to not really go really in on yourself, right? It's to not get inside your own head. It's super important to prevent yourself from getting inside your own head, because this entrepreneur journey is super hard in itself, right? A lot of people can't and won't be entrepreneurs, right? Because they don't have what it takes. So in itself, this field is super hard, right? Imagine starting a business from scratch. So in itself, it's going to take some time, it's going to take some learning, it's going to take some practice, but it's super important to not get discouraged on this path, right? Because in itself, the path is hard, and then for you to get discouraged, you're just adding another layer of just weight to your shoulders when we're trying to climb up this hill, this very steep hill that many people have climbed and many people have failed. So having doubt on there is just really unnecessary, because you're just adding another weight when you have everybody against you, right? You already have the world against you, and then now you want to add yourself on top of that to another opponent against you when you're trying to climb up this hill. It doesn't make any sense, right? So when you go on this journey and nothing's really happening, it's super important to take a step back, look at the total actions you're doing every single day, track the actions, track how many posts you make, track how many people you engage with, track what you're doing, right? Because what I've noticed too is when you're starting from zero, what you don't have a cap on is the amount of time and the amount of effort you have to dedicate to this business. So if the theory is when you put in, you have to put in 10,000 hours in order for you to become a master of a certain craft. So for me, I'm playing the long game, right? In this field for about a year and a couple months, I'm barely just getting started. So I'm in it for the long haul. I'm talking about decades to come. So with that being said, I think it's super important to not get inside your head. And the way I do that is by taking the approach of, for me, I've grew up playing sports. So I always had when let's say mistakes were happening, I really had that just quick loss, like boom, forget about it, move on. So having that approach, and just what I've noticed, what has helped me manage my self-esteem and my confidence, has been really just focusing on taking every single day, day by day, like living in the present moment, focusing on the present moment. Because for me, I just focus on the now, right? What can I do today? And then at the end of the night, I look back and see, what did I do? Did I complete everything I needed to do for the day? And I look back and I say, yeah. So that has really helped me manage my time, and really has made me focus in on everything I'm doing at every exact moment, right? Making sure that I'm using my time wisely, making sure I'm not wasting time, making sure I'm being productive. So having that shift in focus and really just locking in and being here in the present moment has really helped me take on the tedious tasks, the day by day, because then I notice that when I keep doing this, a couple months from now, I'll be way past my goal, right? I'll be at a better spot. So it's just a continuous journey of just chipping away at this block, right? Chipping away at this tree and getting it to climb, or getting it to fall down, right? Just day by day, just chipping away. And that's what is pretty cool about this YouTube content as well, for me, just posting content, is that I can look back a couple months, even just where I was headspace mentally, noticing that I was just still just getting after it, right? And so I just, for me, it's just a consistent evolution, seeing that it's documented, seeing my past thoughts, and then just seeing here how much I've grown. So for me, making sure, the last piece of advice I'd give you guys is just making sure you guys stay in the middle, right? Making sure your thought process is you're not getting too high when you win, you're not getting too low when nothing's really happening. Making sure you're just in a consistent state of almost like osmosis, right? Once you have that certain state of just consistency and just flow, there's nothing that can stop you. So it's super important to find that. And that's really all I have for you guys. If you enjoyed this content, please like, comment, and subscribe. And then I'll see you guys in the next video. More content coming soon. And if you want me to cover a specific topic, comment that topic down below, and I'll shoot a video on that.